Every car owner makes the same mistake. They wait until something breaks before they do anything about it. But what if you could stop those problems before they even start? A single can of WD-40 can keep your car running smooth, prevent costly repairs, and fix issues you didn't even know existed. The trick is knowing how to use it right, and today I'll show you exactly what to do. First of all, rusty bolts can turn a simple repair into a frustrating battle. In Europe, where the weather is often wet, metal parts corrode faster. Over time, rust forms a tight grip, making bolts almost impossible to loosen. No matter how hard you try, they won't move, but there's an easy fix. WD-40 is designed to break down rust and free stuck bolts. Spraying it directly on the problem area helps the formula seep into tiny gaps. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to work. If the bolt is still stuck, a second spray and a few light taps with a hammer can help. The tapping helps create vibrations that let the liquid reach deeper, making the rust weaker. After that, a wrench should do the job without too much effort. If the bolt refuses to budge, applying heat can make the metal expand and loosen its grip. But safety is key. WD-40 is flammable, so it should never be used near an open flame. Once the bolt is out, spraying another coat of WD-40 helps protect the metal from rusting again. This simple trick saves time and prevents future headaches. Winter brings a different kind of trouble. When temperatures drop below freezing, car doors can get stuck. Moisture collects in the seals and locks, turning to ice overnight. Many drivers wake up to find their doors frozen shut, leaving them stranded in the cold. A quick spray of WD-40 before winter sets in can stop this from happening. The formula creates a barrier that repels moisture, keeping ice from forming. It also keeps the rubber seals soft, preventing cracks that could cause even more problems. If a door is already frozen, spraying WD-40 around the edges and into the lock can help melt the ice. Within seconds, the door becomes easier to open. Afterwards, wiping off any extra liquid helps avoid grease buildup. In places with heavy snow and ice, this simple trick can make a big difference. It saves time, prevents frustration, and keeps car doors working smoothly all season long. Rust and ice aren't the only issues car owners face. Sticky residue from tar, tree sap, or old stickers can be just as annoying. In cities with ongoing roadwork, tar often splashes onto cars, leaving dark spots that won't come off. Parking under trees can lead to hardened sap on the hood and windshield. Removing these stains without damaging the paint can be tricky. WD-40 makes the job easier. Spraying it directly onto the affected area breaks down the sticky bonds, allowing the residue to lift away. Letting it sit for a few minutes softens tar and sap, making them easier to wipe off with a microfiber cloth. If some spots remain, repeating the process helps remove them completely. Once the area is clean, rinsing with water ensures no product is left behind. It's always a good idea to test on a small spot first, just to be safe. Moreover, headlights don't stay clear forever. Over time, they turn yellow and foggy, especially in places with a lot of sun or humidity. The plastic starts to break down because of oxidation. It doesn't just make the car look old, it also makes night driving more dangerous. Less light gets through and visibility gets worse. A quick fix for this problem is WD-40. It won't last forever, but it can make a big difference right away. The process is simple. First, clean the headlights to remove any dirt. Then, spray WD-40 on a microfiber cloth and rub it over the surface in circular motions. After about 30 seconds, wipe it clean. The chemicals in WD-40 break down the oxidized layer and fill tiny scratches. Light can pass through more easily, and the headlights look much clearer. The effect doesn't last long, though. The oxidation will come back over time. For a long-term fix, a professional restoration or UV protective coating is a better option. But if you need a fast solution, WD-40 gets the job done. Headlights aren't the only car part that needs attention. Batteries can also cause problems too, especially in cold weather. Corrosion on battery terminals is a common issue, and it can make starting a car difficult. In some cases, it can even shorten battery life. That's why keeping terminals clean is important. WD-40 is great for this job. The best time to do it is before winter starts, when the chances of corrosion are higher. First, turn off the engine and disconnect the battery, starting with the negative terminal. Then, spray WD-40 directly onto the terminals and let it sit for about a minute. This helps loosen dirt and break down corrosion. A wire brush can be used to scrub away the buildup. Once the terminals are clean and dry, they should be reconnected tightly. To prevent future corrosion, A light coat of WD-40 adds a protective layer. This small step can help avoid unexpected battery problems in freezing temperatures. But battery issues and foggy headlights aren't the only annoying car problems. Squeaky doors are another. Over time, dirt and rust build up on hinges, making them creak every time a door is opened or closed. It's not just an irritating sound, it can also wear down the metal, making the problem worse. WD-40 provides a quick and easy fix. First, cleaning the hinges with a cloth removes any dust or grime. Then, spraying WD-40 directly onto the hinges ensures the lubricant reaches all the moving parts. Opening and closing the door a few times helps spread the product evenly. The squeaking stops right away, but WD-40 does more than just silence the noise. It also prevents rust and keeps the hinges moving smoothly. Applying it every few months helps avoid future problems with car doors, trunks, and even gas and brake pedals. Similarly, a car engine needs a strong spark to run. That spark comes from the spark plugs, but over time they get covered in dirt and grime. This buildup makes it harder for the engine to start and can cause misfires or rough idling. In wet weather, things get even worse. Moisture seeps in and creates even more problems. If spark plugs aren't cleaned regularly, they can fail completely, leading to expensive repairs. The good news is that cleaning them is easy. First, the engine needs to be completely cool. Then, using a wrench or socket tool, the spark plugs can be removed. A quick spray of WD-40 helps loosen dirt and get rid of moisture. After letting it sit for a moment, the plugs just need to be wiped clean with a dry cloth. This simple step removes grime and leaves a protective layer that keeps moisture away. Once dry, they can be put back in place. Doing this regularly makes a big difference. The engine starts smoother, runs better, and even uses less fuel. While dirty spark plugs can be a hidden problem, some car troubles are much more obvious. Bird droppings and tree sap are a nightmare for any car owner. They stick to the surface and, if left too long, can cause permanent damage. Bird droppings contain acid that eats away at the car's clear coat. Tree sap hardens and becomes nearly impossible to remove without scratching the paint. WD-40 makes cleaning these messes easy. Spraying it directly on the affected area breaks down the sticky or acidic residue. After about a minute, the mess wipes away with a soft cloth. Washing the area with soapy water afterward ensures that no residue remains. Even hardened stains come off without the need for harsh scrubbing. Regular use also helps prevent grime, road tar, and other contaminants from sticking to the surface. Whether it's a city street full of pigeons or a driveway under a tree, this quick fix keeps the car looking new. Cold weather brings its own problems. One of the worst is a frozen fuel cap. In places with harsh winters, this happens all the time. Ice forms around the edges, making it impossible to open. It might not seem like a big deal until you're standing at a petrol station, unable to refuel. A little prevention goes a long way. Before the temperature drops too low, the area around the fuel cap should be cleaned with a dry cloth. Then, a light coat of WD-40 should be applied around the edges and the rubber gasket. Opening and closing the cap a few times helps spread the lubricant. Doing this every few weeks in winter prevents ice from forming and also protects against rust. For drivers in Northern Europe or Alpine regions, this small step can prevent a big headache. A slow or stuck seatbelt is one of those little problems that can turn into a big headache. You pull and it barely moves. Or worse, it gets stuck when you need it most. Over time, dirt and dust build up inside the retraction mechanism, making it harder for the belt to move smoothly. But there's a simple fix, and all it takes is a can of WD-40. Let's say it's a cold morning, and you're late for work. You hop into your car, grab the seatbelt, and it barely budges. You pull harder, and it finally comes loose, but now it won't retract all the way. This kind of issue can get worse if left alone. On February 18, 2023, a driver in Chicago struggled with a stuck seatbelt for weeks before realizing it wasn't just annoying, it was unsafe. In an emergency, a slow belt could delay getting secured, and in a crash, a faulty retraction system might not hold properly. The first step to fixing it is simple. Pull the seatbelt all the way out. This exposes the hidden parts inside where the dust and grime tend to build up. Once it's fully extended, grab a can of WD-40 and spray a small amount into the retraction area. WD-40 works by breaking down dirt, removing moisture, and freeing up stuck parts. After spraying, give it a few minutes to dry. This prevents any residue from transferring onto clothes or seats. Once it's dry, test the seatbelt by pulling and letting it retract a few times. You should notice an immediate improvement. It should move smoothly without hesitation. This quick fix can make a huge difference in both comfort and safety. In Europe, where strict vehicle safety laws are enforced, a malfunctioning seatbelt can even lead to fines. Now here's a tip that can save you time and trouble in the future. Keep a small can of WD-40 in your glove box or trunk. It takes up almost no space, but it can be a lifesaver in all kinds of situations. Whether it's a stuck seatbelt, a squeaky door hinge, or wet electronics, WD-40 is the go-to for roadside emergencies. But here's something most people don't know. WD-40 is great for cleaning and loosening stuck parts, but it's not designed for long-term lubrication. That's where silicone spray comes in. After using WD-40 to fix a slow seatbelt or noisy door, following up with silicone spray creates a protective layer that keeps things running smoothly for months. For example, on March 5th, 2024, a mechanic in Texas shared a simple trick for preventing door hinges from wearing out. He sprayed WD-40 to loosen an old, rusted hinge, then added silicone spray to keep it working like new. This same method applies to seatbelts, window tracks, and other moving parts. WD-40 fixes the immediate issue, while silicone spray keeps it from coming back. Keeping both WD-40 and silicone spray in your garage is a small investment that pays off over time. It prevents unnecessary wear and tear, keeps your car running smoothly, and saves you money on repairs down the road. So the next time your seatbelt sticks, you'll know exactly what to do. But not every car problem is that simple. One small mistake during an oil change can cost you hundreds in repairs. If you want to keep your engine running smoothly and avoid costly damage, don't miss this next video. Oil change mistakes most people tend to make.